Hi there, it's Phil the Thrill. Thought I'd do another one of my. I'm waiting on my daughter to get out of her class in my car videos. We just did the Wild Hell episode 2, and some serious issues with that one. So I just wanted to address them in a video. Wild Hell was meant to be a sort of survival game where living there, doing anything is going to take a toll. It's hard to do stuff there. There's struggle at all times. Like, even the simplest tasks are going to be hard. How do you do that in a role playing game? I don't know. I don't know if I did it. But I think the real issue was for this game and the previous game. It's been a similar issue that I think is the real issue, and that is a lack of social contract. With Doc Flamingo, um, I was struggling with him not narrating his failures and successes. But the other side of the coin is I didn't tell people if they should be narrating their failures and successes because we never really had a social contract. It was just kind of the implied contract of 4D role play, uh, with the guys, Rick, Crispy, and Max. We're going in there, and then I just kind of assume, Doc Flamingo knows how we play. He's gonna instantly pick up on it. Doesn't need any prompting whatsoever. That's an unreasonable expectation. And even if he just isn't good at it, at like saying, narrating his failures, and there's a couple other things like he wasn't anchoring a lot. Even if he wasn't good at those things, if I set the expectation that those things are should be in the game, then I know whether or not he's messing up or if he's just misunderstanding, what's happening. You know what I mean? And if I know he's messing up, then I can correct it. If I think he may be messing up or may not be messing up, I don't know why it's harder to correct it. But it is. Like, I think that I don't have to correct it as much if he knows. If he knows he's supposed to narrate his failures, then it's probably less likely that he won't. You know what I mean? If he doesn't know he's supposed to, then it's probably more likely that he, you know, won't. What? Yeah. Right? Yeah. So set the expectation. And if you don't set the expectation, don't be surprised if they don't meet the expectation. It's basically that simple. And that also applied to the Wild Hell, episode 2, because um, I wanted originally to do a lot of time skips. And there was a time skip in the middle of the game, which was jarring to everyone involved. People that were watching, people that were playing in the game, they're like, "What?" I was just like, 2 weeks pass. Go ahead. um, and there was like a little thing I said. I don't even know if I said it to them as a group. I certainly didn't put it in a social contract, which would have been better, which is my point. But there was something I said where I was like, if I do a time skip, the next turn you guys take should be narrating what you did during that time skip. So you set the scene, because I don't want to get too much into. Well, maybe we will here in a minute. But if I set that up, then they're not wondering what they should do. They know exactly what they should do. They should be driving that anchor deep in the ground, anchoring the heck out of themselves so that we have a good scene to work off. But I didn't say anything. And I could have even responded, you know, in in their broad stroke explanation. I could respond in broad strokes, and then we could go forward. What I can't do, I guess I'm kind of dipping in here. What I can't do is I can't say, you guys built this shelter, you moved to the mountains, and you're living in a cave now, because I'm taking away their agency. Um, it's not my intention to take away their agency with a time skip. It's just me speeding up the whole, all right, guys, we need a fire now. All right, we need water. Um, and I think that if I would have made it clear that there would be time skips in the social contract, they would be looking to time skip. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but they certainly will. They're more likely to, if it's stated, if the expectation is there, they're more likely to. So, because one of the main complaints is, or one of the kind of philosophies that Max, uh, what spouts, is that the right word? That sounds like spitting. Pro, pro, supports. I don't know. Is that a time skip should be initiated by the player characters, not by the GM. Which I don't know that I subscribe to entirely, but I don't know if they're ever going to time skip, right? But they might if I make it clear that I want there to be a lot. I want years to pass in this 2-hour session. That sort of game needs to be described to the player before it starts. Otherwise, they're like, all right, what's next? Well, I guess I was slighted by these bandits. I'm going to go run up on them and try to murder everybody. Like, oh, you're playing some sort of weird, you think a combat's going on every second game. No shade intended to Crispy here. But I think he's trying to play a different game than I'm trying to play because there's no expectation. Set the tone and the style of game in your social contract. I think those really have to be in there. I wanted them to feel like they're slowly dying. They can never make any headway. It's like, oh, everything I do hurts. Yeah, right. That's what I want you to feel. That's the point of this game. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but that's what I wanted to know. You're surviving in a jungle. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show where you're surviving in the jungle. Like The Last Man Standing. I forget what it's called. Like Survive. I want to say Survivor Man, but that's obviously not true. But it's like they're not. Only like a couple of them are like, yeah, I could stay out here forever. I'm good. I got my meat, ready to go. Usually it's like they're starving to death, hoping someone else starves before they starve. So that's kind of what I wanted to happen in this game, you know. Especially in a hot jungle full of bugs, giant critters, bandits, falls, heights, rocks, mud, sludge. What was the other big failing? I think I had a lot of too much perfect knowledge. I use the word like clearly, something as this. And it's kind of like a lot of soft second person stuff where I was like, I don't know. I will have more timestamps for this, but I did the rewatch today, and it was like a lot of me telling people exactly what they're seeing. I wasn't relying on imperfect, interpretable language. I was using a lot of clarifying statements as to what is actually happening. I think I did a pretty good job. That the end was really good. I really like the ending. It's about how you stick the landing, right? No, it's not at all. But I really like the ending, so good job. I misunderstood a part, and this will be on tweakers too. So it's like I'm doing double tweakers. What am I doing? Do social contracts. Very important. If you want to have a strange setting, especially, or strange, if it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have plans, and we're gonna do this. Hey, there's a clear premise as to what we need to do. That's easy. You almost don't even need to discuss what's gonna happen because you have the premise already. Whereas in this game, it's kind of a mystery what happens when they open the pod. And so, and I think even in any game, I think it's nice to set the tone and stuff. Great job, everyone. I think all the players did really good. Some things I did well on. I think my descriptions are pretty good, actually. That's usually where I'm not good, I think. Or what I've been working on getting better at is description. I think I did pretty good on that one, aside from the perfect knowledge stuff. Anyways, that's all I want to say. Do social contracts if you want to have a unique game. Certainly, if you want to have a unique game, make sure there's a social contract that explains a little bit as to what your expectations are. And if you have new players, make sure you have a social contract that explains the style that you want to play in, right? Social contracts are good. All right, y'all. Won't make that mistake again. That's the lesson on this one. Social contract. And then the imperfect knowledge. All right. Have a good day. God bless. I love y'all. Hope you have an excellent afternoon, evening, and good night. Okay, whatever. Bye.